Well, since we're talking about follow-ups from previous programs, Barbara, I recall that you recently told me about the difference between the federal and state definitions of alimony. In that context, did you happen to see a recent tax court case based on someone from the state of Delaware on this topic?
I did, Mike, and the case involved a couple, as you said, and the issue was whether the payments to a former spouse were alimony. It was an uncontested divorce, and the couple made an informal agreement.
People make agreements all the time. Sometimes they're written and formal, other times they're oral and informal. What happens if the agreement, such as the one between Esther Crabtree and her former husband, is informal? They were still divorced, weren't they?
Well, yes, that's right. But of course, an informal agreement can raise issues, and that's exactly what happened in this case. Here, the agreement called for the payment of alimony and child support for 8 years. And it didn't say what would happen if the wife, the recipient of the alimony payments, were to die. Would the obligation on the husband's part continue past the spouse's death? If that obligation continued, then the payments are not deductible alimony by him. If the payments would terminate at death, then the payments are deductible alimony. But again, here we had an informal agreement that was silent on the matter.
I'm not, as you know, an expert in Delaware matrimonial law, but it looks like it says that unless the parties agree otherwise, the obligation to pay future alimony is terminated on the death of either party.
Okay, so we have state law, and that's all well and good. But if you read more into state law, you'll see that it doesn't apply where a court orders alimony or where the parties make their own informal agreement, which is what happened here. Again, the agreement called for alimony to be paid for 8 years, and it didn't say that the obligation would end, and therefore the agreement which the court gave a nod to was controlling, and the payments did not constitute deductible alimony. Of course, the flip side, that made the recipient spouse very happy because she didn't have taxable alimony.